This was one hell of a game. It was one hell of a dogfight between two very good Southeastern Conference teams, respectfully in Ole Miss and my team, the Doors. Rivalry games, anything can happen, like I said. And it proved true once again. I wrote down some stuff about this game. I watched the whole game because it's the kickoff, it's the first game for Vandy, and it was a very important game to get momentum started off right. First off, 39-35 loss for VU. Sucks for the second year in a row to have Thursday night home field advantage on ESPN and then we lose in a close battle. But I am very proud of my Vanderbilt Commodores. They went out there, they fought their ass off for 60 full minutes. Blackout looked successful. There was a lot of Rebel fans there, but Ole Miss always travels good to Nashville. I went to a game back in '08 or '09 or somewhere around there when I was younger. Ole Miss at Vanderbilt, there was a very big group of Ole Miss fans that made the way out to Nashville. They always travel well to Vanderbilt, so no shock there. But still, there was plenty of black in Vanderbilt Stadium, so that was very good to see. But I'm not going to get on here and whine because there's no reason. I'm not going to get on here and trash my team, of course, because there's no reason for that. I'm not going to get on here and make excuses because Ole Miss won the football game flat out. I'm just going to say I'm proud of my team. They put up a great fight. It was a great effort. When we were down 10-0 at the beginning of the game, we didn't lay down. We never lay down. We always keep fighting. You know, you can talk about the Georgia game last year, but whatever. This team has really picked up that mentality not to lay down and to keep fighting, and we kept fighting, and we ended up scoring 21 unanswered, 21-10, going into the second half for the Doors. All the momentum in the world had just totally shifted to us after Ole Miss missed 2 field goals going into the second half. It was a very interesting night. Everything that could happen seemed like it did happen. I'm also going to say that I was very impressed with Austin Carter-Samuels in his second start as a Commodore. He's already been experienced at Wyoming, and he started last year against Presbyterian. So Austin Carter-Samuels, he's repping that 6. Jay Cutler's old number. I think this is the first time since Jay Cutler that number 6 has been put on a Vanderbilt jersey, and I think Austin Carter-Samuels got it deservingly. He's been through so much. Broke his wrist badly in a car wreck. Had to leave Wyoming. About enrolled to Arizona to play there, and then Vanderbilt called him up. He's been to rock bottom, and he's been on top. And he's on top now as a starting quarterback for us. So I think it's very deservingly to let him have that number 6 jersey that's pretty special to Vanderbilt football because of Jay Cutler. But I was very impressed with him. 2 interceptions. The first one looked like a fluke of an interception. You know, he caught it, but still he kind of tore it out. So, you know, that's just plain old good coverage football. There were some bad calls against Vanderbilt and a few against Ole Miss. A few that weren't pass interference that they called on Vanderbilt, and a few that were pass interference that they didn't call for Ole Miss. So, you know, I'm just going to leave it as that. Something that the commentators kept bringing up, that Treadwell wide receiver for Ole Miss, if that's his name, they kept making a big deal out of the guy. Well, first off, all Ole Miss did was throw flats. I mean, they would just let Treadwell go out into the flat or let him do a quick curl to the outside. It's not like that he had big plays. He had one job, run flat out to his right, and the pass would be there to him. And so the commentators just overhyped that guy. That guy's overrated. About 95% of the time that he caught a pass, it was in the flats. So, you know, Treadwell for Ole Miss, overrated in my opinion. Back to Austin Carter-Samuels. He had a better night than what 2 interceptions showed. He had at least 1 touchdown. I forget. He may have had 2. Wesley Tate looked good. He had at least 1 touchdown. Brian Kimbrough looked good. Jerron Seymour had a very good touchdown. The plan was for him to go to the left, and he cut it back to the right within the 5-yard line. And he really just made the Ole Miss D-line look like a bunch of idiots. I mean, he did good. Jerron Seymour had some interesting plays. I think that was Jerron Seymour inside the 5 who had that touchdown. One thing that I want to know, though, back to Ole Miss's offense, Bo Wallace, it seemed like every time you turned around, I mean, he's a good passer. He's a good quarterback overall. It just seemed like every time you turned around, Bo Wallace would have some big, at least 10-yard gain on his feet, kind of like what Jeff Driscoll did last year in the Florida game here in Nashville is what it reminded me of. We just let the quarterback run all over us over simple little rollout plays or little play-action run plays for the quarterback keeper, you know. I mean, it just got annoying, you know. It kind of seemed like Jeff Driscoll from last year's quarterback keeper, and they get like 20 off of it. So we let Bo Wallace run all over us at times. One thing I want to bring up before I end this video, Jordan freaking Matthews. Jordan freaking Matthews. What a beast. You know, we all knew J-Matt was a beast. But what a beast. I mean, got to give credit to Jonathan Krause. He had some epic blocks, if you want to put it in that term, for Jordan Matthews. But Jordan Matthews gets speared in midair as he's going up for a pass. Gets speared in midair by Pruitt for Ole Miss. Back of the head, hits the turf. He's woozy. He's lightheaded. He gets up, and I'm sitting here watching the game, and I'm saying, Coach, take him out. This could be a concussion. But it was a hurry-up offense. Had to keep playing. We were down to our last win. We had to score on that drive pretty much in the final few minutes of the game. Final 5 minutes at least. And he plays one more, but he's pretty much just crouching. He didn't really play. They bring him out of the game on 3rd down. He comes back in on 4th and 28. And Jordan Matthews makes the play after he just puked his guts out, literally. And he makes the play on 4th and 28, just one play after his head hit the back of the turf and puked. And so that shows a lot of heart in Jordan Matthews. And he is a big favorite to win the Maxwell Award. You know, he's already on the preseason watch list for the Maxwell Award. But he's a big favorite now after week 1, in my opinion, showing the gutsiness and everything for him to come back in. I didn't expect him to come back in. Commentators didn't expect him to come back in. Everybody was surprised. Thank God it wasn't a concussion, though, because that would have spelled bad news for the Commodores. Just glad J-Matt turned out all right. And, you know, Maxwell Award list, it's like the second most prestigious award for a single football player in collegiate level, behind the Heisman. So, Maxwell Award list, college football player of the year, Jordan Matthews. I mean, he's already on the watch list, but hey, it could happen, guys. I mean, he's very courageous. Commentator said he's courageous to come back in this game. Well, he was courageous to return. You know, him and Chris Boyd, they could have easily went to the NFL and been playing for millions right now, backing up, you know, just playing. But they both returned. So, about Chris Boyd, hopefully we'll see him back soon. But still, Jordan Matthews, what a boss. What an absolute beast. I was blown away when he came back into the game and converted on 4th and 28 with that big pass. And then right after that, touchdown. But one more thing. When we let them get that big 75-yard running play, I'm not going to say I was mad. It just kind of crushed me as it crushed my doors. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And then we're driving. After the big kickoff return, we get the 15-yard penalty face mask tacked on to our kickoff return. Things are looking good. We might come back once again after we let them score like that. And then we throw it to Jordan Matthews on like 3rd down. It's 1st down, but it bounces off his chest into the guy who speared him, Pruitt. So, you know, and then Jordan Matthews goes to sulk on the sidelines. And anybody says, like some guy commented on my other video, the Vanderbilt pump-up video, last night talking about how Jordan Matthews was crying. Emotions are going to run wild after a intense game like that. So I don't even want to hear it. If he was crying, so be it. I mean, guy puked his guts out, and guy played his heart out, and he felt like it was his fault after all. But Jordan Matthews, man, dude, you're my hero, man. That was one hell of a game you played and one courageous effort you did last night, especially for the whole team also. So a final score 39-35. This does not show what the season's going to be about in any stretch of the matter. I mean, this season is going to be great. This video went on a little longer than I expected or wanted it to be, but that usually happens for my videos. So everybody, thanks for watching. Tough defeat last night. Just thought I should finally get this up. I guess you could call it crow. So that's all I got to say. DORES 55, signing out. Anchor down, guys.